In the top left side, there is a little blue Zerg player. He's fighting for the Afrika Freaks. He is ARMANI. Got all of those overlords popping into the screen. In the bottom right side, there's a red Terran player. He is teamless right now. I asked about his injury. He said it's so-so. And I asked, well, you are seeing a doctor, right? He said, well, yes, still. And so, anyway, let's see how he does right here. He's in the red. He's teamless. He is BYUN. Alright. Oh, by the way, after the Trovo event of today, I will shortly go offline for just a couple of seconds. And then afterwards, we'll be continuing onwards with some more StarCraft 2 casting. It will be casting from the Cozen community. Everybody that was nice enough to send me some viewer replays that hopefully are going to be as spectacular as they claim they will be. We're going to be watching those and see what everybody has been up to on the ladder. Take a good look at all these guys that usually are just hanging out in the chat and see what they are made of. So yeah, you have the opportunity as well. If you want to get your replays casted too, definitely go check it out. There's a little Discord invite link just below my Trovo info thingamajig. If you join it right there, you'll be able to join in, throw in a replay right there. If there's like more people coming in, I'll try to do one of everyone, and then we'll do like maybe some doubles, because there's a couple of people that send in multiple, which is appreciated, you know, helps me out get more stuff on the show. But overall, I'll try to get everybody's at least one replay casted, and then we'll see what time we are at and stuff like that. Okay, starports, barracks, and factory here. With a command center on the low ground right there. Did we not have a Reaper opening? I don't think we did we? No, sir. Just gonna start off with the Marine right there. No second barracks just quite yet either. BYUN's just gonna go straight into those Hellions. They will have to be the scouting force right now. One base attack, or one base kind of aggression here. Could have come as a bit of a surprise, but nothing of the sort is going on. And, well, you know what, actually, any one base aggression or anything like that, timing attack from a Zerg off of the one base, it's not really something to be too worried about most of the time, right? Anyway. Very often, Terran will still be okay. May need to cancel their base on the low grounds, go up into the high grounds, but the one base aggression is just, that is costing you so much economy for the Zerg that you're already hurting yourself as well just by going for it. And finishing off your opponent is just very unlikely, an unlikely thing to happen. BYUN going for the Banshee play right here, together with those Hellions, and a Armory coming in as well. Let's see if he wants to get everything together, or if his plan is more leaning towards the multi-pronged aggression. Hellions got to be careful not to get themselves surrounded before that Armory is settled, of course. So the Banshee is looking to come in on the right side here. There we go. Getting a couple of drones. Well, just one of them, actually. I thought he would get two. Hellions coming into that third base at the same time. The Zergling's not at the right place at the right time, but again, only getting a single drone there as well. The Banshee's getting some more work done, though. It's denying a lot of mining here. Oh, that's nice. Up to 5. This is a good start here. ARMANI now frustratingly just pressing the D key, trying to get more and more drones on the field. And if we do have a Hellbat push here, that could come in quite strong after all. Yeah, it's... Did he just cancel the armory entirely? He did. Okay, so... Interesting. He did just cancel it entirely. My bad, I did not see that in time right there. I was wondering where... when this was coming into play. Or what his plan was, because he's making a third base behind this. He's getting marines now, all the upgrades, and I'm like, oh, well, this is a weird way of approaching this. It's a weird way to do hellbat aggression. Another Banshee did come in here. The other Banshee did finally fall, it looks like. Solo importante to APM. Right, there you go. Watching the APM right now. As per requested, I think. I hope. Aliens, still, they're doing a really good job at denying the creep tumors, right? How many creep tumors died so far? 8 of them. For a single Hellion, that's alright. That is alright. We're only 1 or maybe 2 here and there. Creep tumors out. We're getting towards a 3rd line of creep tumors, but immediately already on top of those as well. BYUN now on top of this 4th base. Now also, still has this Banshee lurking about on the right side as well. And yeah, again, denying more mining there for ARMANI. Trying to continuously get away with the income, but every time he's starting to mine kind of efficiently. Suddenly a Banshee, suddenly some Hellions come in, and things take a turn for the worst again. Spore Crawler a bit too far away to really see that Banshee. The Banshee will not be microed away in time. Let's get picked off right there. You can definitely see a change up in BYUN's playstyle right here. He's been relying less heavily on just multitasking and microing every unit on the map, which is something we saw very heavily as he came in first on the scene back again after military service. Oh dear lord, that's a bad time to see. Oh god. Man, as the Hellbats were just finishing up, their heads popping out of those Hellbat seats, and all they see is just Baneling suddenly within a centimeter away from them. Ready to just explode every single one of them. That was a horrendous moment to transform the Hellions. Very clean catch there for ARMANI. Turn off the better. Bit of fortune sprinkled on top of that Zerg boy right there. As he's continuing onwards with making Mutalisk, getting the Zerglings upgrades, getting more Banelings out. He's getting a bit of everything right now for the Ling Bane Mutalisk composition. As BYUN, he is taking another base as well. But yeah, as I was saying, with BYUN's playstyle clearly has changed. Before we, in the King of Battle particularly, I remember that's the first time I got to cast him as well. I believe, at least. But yeah, he was continuously, absolutely everywhere. He was microing everything. His APM was absolutely through the roof. Now, it sometimes still spikes up there, but it does seem like he's playing more methodically. He's playing a bit slower. He's trying to just be more smart about his movements. And I think a lot of that has to do with his overall injury as well with the wrist, right? That would make a lot of sense to me. And simple things like having a Banshee harassment take place, and then instead of just continuously microing the Banshee back and forth, he's just pressing it over here, hold position, done, right? No longer have to think about it. It's basically a Liberator that needs 2 shots instead of 3, or I mean 1. But it's, you know, it's still pretty good. It's nice to see. Is ARMANI sending out these Overlords in order to scout out where the Widow Mines are? Interesting. Alright, 4th base coming into play as well. BYUN still has a good army. His work account, though, not all the way up there just quite yet. Another Widow Mine gets picked off right there. Marines trying their best to just force those Mutalisks backwards. It's a scary moment in time. Mistake. Cousin, we don't want to disrespect you by writing in English. What's that about? Cousin, we don't want to try and disrespect you. We're talking about StarCraft 2 players in this technique. The Latin community loves you. Ah, nice. Ah, no. You cannot trick me with your kind words. I know what's going on. Oh, it's all good. It's all good, guys. You have your fun. Just keep talking. Okay, now, what's going on here? That's quite a couple of links right there, looking to cause a bit of havoc. Getting on top of those supply depots as the Marines do come back all the way from, well, the edge of creep on the top side there. Another attack from BYUN on the bottom. Looking to get a bit of damage done there as well. It's gonna be looking like an interesting way of splitting up the map here, coming for ARMANI. I like the fact that he's already taking these top right bases here, because those are the bases you would normally give to the Terran player in this situation, right? But BYUN, is he falling behind on the bases overall already? I mean, you would already expect him to have a base over here as well, right? Like a 5th base at least. It's been almost 12 minutes right now. ARMANI's almost sitting onto, why is it a 6th base right now? Okay, there's the 5th base, I suppose, on the... No, wait, it's still the 4th base. Jeez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, no. It is just 5 bases for ARMANI as well. I'm hallucinating again. Right, here we go. Nothing too much. Again, 2 places at once for BYUN being pressured. With, well, actually, kind of make that 3 with the Mutalisk in the backside as well. Those Banelings, will they be able to get rid of all these Marines? So far, not getting the greatest connections. But those Thors are in a bit of trouble as well. May as well just pick up the Thors here, I would say. Yeah, get the heck out of that. Doesn't quite manage to pick up that other Thor right here. Mutalisk. Ooh, clean micro from ARMANI. Not going to lose those either. Widowmine, help your buddy, help your friend! Not really getting the great connection there that he needed to. Another Thor does go down. I think the resources lost tab here is something we need to take a look at as well. It's not looking all that fine for Mr. BYUN, I would say. I mean, considering all the extra bases ARMANI has, all the extra money he is gathering right now. Looking pretty dominating. BYUN still struggling, trying to get a 5th base somewhere. He's gonna fly this one over here, make it a planetary fortress, it would appear. There's BYUN. BYUN is, again, just sending out units left, right, and center. Great Widowmine hit right there. Another Widowmine still hidden underneath the ramp. Overlords. Oh, that is a well properly timed Overlord right there. Things with taking these bases for ARMANI is that I would love to see him send some units over there, right? Even just get this fully saturated. Even if you don't manage to mine all of it, at least you've taken away minerals that could potentially go into BYUN's favor here at a later point in time. Ultralisk on the bottom side being met by a hefty armada of Marauders right there. The Thor as well, putting in a bit of extra firepower against those well-plated Ultralisk. Oh. Ugh. Eee. Widowmines. Widowmines doing the Widowmine thing. Alright, so these bases will be taken, it looks like, eventually. Again, I'm a bit bummed out that ARMANI never sent any workers towards that base on the top side. Kind of around the 1 o'clock. Thought that would have been a great play to make overall, but ARMANI instead is just going to aim to pummel down the work account for BYUN here. Even though it's already kind of struggling at the moment. The Mutalisk will be able to take out that orbital base as well, but the Ultralisk with the Zerglings and the Banelings are going to be pushed backwards. Mutalisk in the main base. That's not a place where you can let them kind of stay here without getting a little bit worried as a Terran player. We'll send a couple of Thors after them. The Marines also trying to just shoot them away. There's 4 missile turrets overall available here on the top side. It's going to be quite a bit of damage as well. 2 Mutalisks right there go down. So many of these missile turrets absolutely everywhere. Okay, bottom left side. That is the base that very likely is going to go down as well. That's a lot of firepower with the +3/+3 infantry. Giving ARMANI a bit of a moment here, though, to respond to this. Those banelings, let's see what kind of connections they get. No Widow Mines have gone off just so far. More Widow Mines in the back, though. Needs to get rid of those overseers. That's always a good call. Bit of a missed micro-management right there for ARMANI. You need to keep those overseers alive, otherwise those Widow Mines will continuously keep resetting. Was that a Baneling landmine? Jeez Louise, I did not even see that. More Ultralisk just kind of struggling here now with the amount of Marauders that are available. The Widow Mines gonna get rid of most of the Banelings here as well. And now it's just mainly Queens against this army of BYUN that is just moving in here. The Mutalisk still nowhere to be seen. They are the missing piece here for the army of ARMANI. If they were available, that would be quite a nice cleanup here, I would say. Well, I guess the Overseers as well, but you set off the Widow Mines with the Ultralisk, with some Zerglings and stuff like that, and then you are going to be able to just get in there with your Mutalisk. There's almost no Marines here, you know? It's like, how many Marines do we have available? It's 4 of them. 4 Marines. And 2 of them just came in fresh off the boats from the reinforcements line, so that was a bit of a shame right there. Do we just still have Mutalisk? We only have 7 of them remaining here. I like the Infestor play as well. That is a good call. Always a good call to put Infestors into your army as a Zerg player against a Bio playing Terran. And BYUN moves in again here. It's kind of surprising he's been able to do all of this off of the back of, what is it, 50 workers? It's been a while since I've seen the worker count go up here for BYUN. 51 workers, that's it. That's all he has. He's just managing to trade out quite efficiently. Quite very efficiently, I would say, actually. Marauders here. With those Banelings. Do not want to really take that fight, it looks like. This time around, we do have Mutalisk, but again, it's quite a scary sight to behold. Those Infestors. Oh, that's a good fungal right there on top of all those Widow Mines. They are no longer going to be able to split and spread out. Good connections onto those Overseers if they get targeted down as well. Maybe the Widow Mines will survive, but they will not. Fungals being ever so important in a fight like this. Still a Planetary Fortress available with a ton of SCVs right here to repair, but those Ultralisks should make mincemeats out of those guys, especially with a couple of Banelings here to help out as well. Yeah, that's not going to be savable here for BYUN. Good thing that base is almost already mined out anyway, so not the most crucial base to lose here, but never what you want to see happen. Still a valuable amount of minerals available there, of course. Again, this base is going to get cleaned up. And again, right, a thing to note is no minerals were taken from this location here. So if we do go to a very extreme late game situation, BYUN still has that entire base available here. Marauders figuring out, wait a moment, we can't shoot these guys. They're flying, sir. BYUN's like, well, if I can play StarCraft 2 with a numb hand and an injury that makes me pass GSL games, you guys better figure out how to shoot something that flies around with a bloody rocket launcher. The army of BYUN here, again, he's on 38 workers. He's lost more workers. He's not remaking workers. He's just getting more and more army. That's all he's doing. That's absolutely all he's doing. Now, is that the right call? I don't know. I mean, sometimes it works, right? If he takes one really bad fight, if he loses his army here, he has still a bit of money in the bank, but it really isn't a fat one. Not a fat bank at all. Right, Infestors there getting a good connection onto the Medevacs. The Medevacs now under the threat of getting shot down by the Widow Mines as the enemy units do move in here as well. And great fungals again onto the Bio also. But BYUN will remain in this vicinity right now, in this bottom theater that we're seeing. Mutalisk, the Mutalisk, there's still a couple of Widow Mines here. Will they be able to get burrowed into the ground, or are they all just going to get picked off right now? Gets one shot off. That's not what you would like to see here for BYUN. BYUN definitely struggling right now against those Mutalisk. Clearly showcasing that those Mutalisk, they were the missing piece against fighting against this very heavy Marauder style. The Spinecrawler's trying the best to keep the Terran at a distance. Trying to get all his forces over here. The Mutalisk again dealing with the base that was set up here. Now there's only 155 minerals left in that location, but that is all that is available right now. Space is looking like it will go down again here. The Mutalisk with a couple of Zerglings pulling BYUN a bit away from the place where ARMANI wants to make his next move. Catching again more of those SCVs. We may need to see BYUN make more SCVs, guys. I'm liking the fact that we're just going on to 160 something army supply, but it has me a bit worried. How in the world is he doing this? How is he staying in this game with an economy that is just absolutely in the toilet right now? It is quite something else, isn't it? It really is. The units lost tab kind of shows a little bit of an answer there. 100 paintings, that's a nice clean amount. Alright, so Zerglings running past everything, getting a nice round going, making sure all the Widow Mines are set up so the more valuable banelings can come in for free. We may be approaching quite a difficult situation here for BYUN to still make this work. There is a planetary fortress, and we'll push this backwards again here. As he's coming in to do a counter-attack as well. Base trade, I don't see that going into his favor. But ARMANI is moving backwards as well, so he may have an opportunity here to come in on the bottom left side. Widow Mines are in the ground. Gets this base killed off right now. Still has these bases here in the top right side as well. Needs to get them on the ground and busy mining as soon as possible. More overseers go down again. That can become a very bothersome as well, right? If you lose your overseers continuously as a Zerg, that's a lot of money as well that you keep having to reinvest into things that you may not want to. Oh my god, the fungus from behind! The fungus from behind catching all of those Marines right there. Absolutely nuts. BYUN now on the run. Does not have anything left anymore with 22 workers trying their best to get anything back into the pockets of their overlords here. Mr. BYUN himself, but it is looking tougher and tougher every passing seconds right now. Banelings almost getting some more devastating connections right there. There's a good amount of Widow Mines here getting on top of those drones, so you know what? That's, oh my dear lord, that is an unfortunate moment there for ARMANI. Although he probably doesn't mind it too much, as he still has 64 workers. And only about three bases, well, 2.5 bases that he can still mine from. Man, those infestors, they were mental. That was beautiful to see. We'll have to put that as a play of the week for for Sun Lily at some point. Get that into our highlight reel. That was very, very cool to see the infestor flank. Oh, all right. BYUN, this is his last stance. This is what needs to make it work. All the medevacs did get blown out of the sky there, unfortunately. Some friendly fire becoming too much to handle there. BYUN on 20 workers. He's been sub 50 workers for about, it feels like 10 minutes now. Against a Zerg that's been just chewing out minerals, chewing out that gas, and there we go. GG is called. Ridiculous, ridiculous. What in the... Okay, I want to show you guys the workers active here, alright? I want to show you, like, I mean... Ke? 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 I know that word. That's the word I know. That's it's not a good, healthy looking chart right there. But still very impressive considering how long he managed to stay in there. how he kept trading efficiently as well, right? Just the infestor flank right there coming in all of a sudden. Something that Zergs have been doing against mech players. It's more difficult to make work against bio players because they move around so much quicker. How are you going to get those infestors there in time? But ARMANI managing to do it. Managing to do it and showcasing, you know what? Burrow flanking infestors, not just useful against mech, where you grab hold with neural parasite of all the siege tanks or all the Thors. You can do this against bio as well. Just unburrow, throw down a couple of fungals on top of the bio, which hasn't been spread out at all just quite yet. And let's see. As a Chinese audience, I've been spending so much time learning English, but still cannot read a single word except for mayor in this chat. Why? I'm not sure if you're a troll. Interesting. If you're wondering why there's so much Spanish going on, guys, in the Spanish stream that we usually have available as well, unfortunately ran into some trouble, had a bit of a crash. Enki not happy about it, but you know what, sent his entire audience to us. Very much appreciate it. And you know what, very, very happy that they're all here hanging out with us, having a good time, saying very nice words about me as well whenever they do speak English. So you know what, I'm not gonna complain about it. They've got me in their pockets. Alright, in the bottom left side, we got a blue Zerg player fighting for the Afrika Freaks. Let's update the score here because he did manage to get a point. He is ARMANI. The top right side, the teamless Terran, is BYUN. The Wild Man. Right? That's how they call him in GSL. The Wild Man. I mean, it does kind of feel like a wild man. Hey, Sunderly, how are you doing? Did you see that infestor flank right there? Write it down for the weekly kind of thing, right? Make sure that that pops up into the highlight reel. That was very sick. I don't know if you saw it, but ARMANI previous game managed to get a good, well, flanking squadron of infestors burrowed behind a big ball of bio. Suddenly, unburrows pops out, fungals absolutely everything. Oh, it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. BYUN already for a long time though had an army supply, but never quite being able to do anything much else because it was just continuously taking damage every time he tried to push out. Alright, so I should probably mention there's some aggression coming into play here for ARMANI. ARMANI probably not feeling like he wants to play another one of those long, excruciating, tasking matches that we just had. Either that or he's taking into consideration, you know what, this BYUN fella, he just plays these long macro games regardless of his medical condition. We should probably help him out a little bit here and just try to make the series a bit shorter. Because he is not taking care of himself. He is the wild man after all. When it comes to his own well-being. Oh. Overlord lives. That's a big deal. Still supply blocks is ARMANI right now, but he could have been supply blocked even more so. How many Ravages do we have? We'll have 2 on the fields here. There's no bunkers. BYUN's still completely in the dark as to what's going on here. May need to cancel those supply depots or just try to evacuate the base here. Go up into the main. He's making another SCV, which is also interesting. Alright. He has a Banshee. That's a good thing. Come on, Mr. Banshee. Oh, Mrs. Banshee. I'm sorry. See how this one will be able to do that. Come, the Zerglings now as well. There's no Hellions just quite yet available. Ooh, SCVs need to do some proper micro here. Perhaps some hold position if he wants to stay alive. Oh, look at the micro on those Marines. They are trading so incredibly favorably. But the SCV still up for grabs for those roaches. And, well, alright. Armani taps out. Armani taps out. Did not feel like he did what he needed to do. And GG, well played. Alright. Alright, I guess he saw the Banshee in the sky, he saw the Marines tucked away in a corner, and he was like, alright, well, that's not gonna go down. And I did quite a committed all-in. I'm not killing him here, so I'm just gonna tap out. Alright, well, fair enough, fair enough. It makes sense. In a way, right? Felt like he could have maybe tried it for a little bit longer. See how many SCVs exactly he would have gotten there. But, okay. Okay. Alright. Sip. I think it was an all-in from Armani when he got cleaned out without doing enough worker damage. Yeah. Definitely felt that way. At least that's how he perceived it as well, right? It seemed like he was doing an alright amount of worker damage, but I suppose you need to do a lot more than that, right? You need to really get yourself in a worker lead. You can't just have it be tied up, or you just barely in the lead. Yeah. Was this a pool first? Yes, I do believe so. Because the Zerglings got there before the command center was done. And there was only like a single Marine out on the field at that point. So, yeah, it must have been a spawning pool first. That ties up the series, though, in this best of 5. Meaning we'll be able to get a, you know, more games. More games, more fun. Basically a best of 3 now. I'm not going to complain about that. I mean, I just have the selves to blame. Okay, in the top right side, we got ourselves a red Terran player. He is teamless, but he is BYUN. The bottom left side, a blue Zerg fighting for the Africa Freaks. He is doing another spawning pool first. He is Armani. Enki, what's up, my man? Hello from hell. You die? Have you deaded yourself? Ooh, got some hiccups. He was on 19 drones, so if he doesn't kill 20 plus SCVs, it's over. Yeah, he needed to kill like I think you need to get your opponent down to like maybe 10 workers. Like really, really low. And then, yeah, the 2 Banshees would have been a problem as well. You would have to spend money and drones to make spore crawlers. Yep. It's all very problematic. And then he would not have been able to get himself a 3rd base either, right? Like, getting a 3rd base with 2 Banshees on the fields, very difficult to do. Especially if you don't have a lay attack or any real type of creep spread for queens to utilize. Ish. So, you wanna elaborate on what happens, Enki, or is it too painful to talk about? Too painful to talk about, or you'll need to do it quick, as there are Zerglings on the way. So, we have a short moment here where you can talk about it. It's getting very short right now, Enki. It's getting very short. Bailing Bust on the way. Maybe a bit more time here. Then we'll have to go into extreme hype. People are starting to punish BYUN's Marine first. No SCV Scout opening. Yeah, it does seem to be that way. And yet, you know what? BYUN seems to be okay a lot of the time as well when it happens. It's interesting. Been a while since we've seen a main bust, right? Yeah, that's true, actually. That's a good point, Son Lily. I mean, it could work. It's mostly just Marines out on the... Well, there's a single Marine out on the field. It's a good thing he didn't go for a third CC here. Alright, lifting up the supply depot. These supply depots are going to go down very quickly. That's 2 supply depots actually. That's a severe blockage in the overall supply available here. The Zerglings not that numerous quite yet though. So the SCVs seem to be enough right now. Another Baneling comes in. Ooh, a good dodge there of all the SCVs, and more Marines come out to play now. BYUN still 18 workers on the field. ARMANI, once again, looking like it's going to be a struggle to make this cheese of him work. The SCVs need to wait until that command center is close by enough, and then will feel comfortable to start their mining operations once more. Has got 250 gas here in case he doesn't want to start a... Well, you're right, yeah, he's just going to fly that back across as well. Wants to get that wall reinforced for the time being. Synchronized landing of buildings. I like it. I like it a lot. Very pretty. In we go. More Banelings. One supply depot goes down. The Zerglings on top of that barracks would be able to break it down. There is a bit of a hole between that reactor and a command center now. It's gonna slow down the overall production as well for any type of defensive units here, for BYUN as well, but it seems like BYUN is gonna do alright for himself. Does not seem like he's in any type of trouble. More Zerglings are coming in, but again, the Banelings don't manage, and GG is called. BYUN once again holding off without too much of a hassle. Alright. Alright. I mean, BYUN pretty darn good with this type of... how would you call it, even? Emergency response. Pretty good, right? I mean, sure, you can try to punish somebody that's not scouting and going for a single Marine opening. But then if you still die with like 10 Zerglings in his base against all the SCVs and the Marine, yeah. How that's a good word for it, right? It's like his response, the under pressure. Clear. He stays very clear-headed. That is very certain, but still. All right. Some important micro that you need to do in those situations is just make sure the links do not get on top of your Marine. If that happens, that's become a lot of. That's going to become a big problem, because that's all your firepower, really. And you need to use your SCVs to blockade those Zerglings away from that Marine. And that's the way you kind of halt that. The other 2 Marines also coming in. Again, not getting surrounded by anybody. So we're able to make it work. By the way, guys, before I forget, Neo helping me out with that one for sure. Again, once more, amazing fella. Always coming in to support me. Anyway, we got the Matcherino page, guys, still going in as well. So if you want to utilize the code to give these players a bit more extra dough to work with, and you know, show our appreciation, right? Tell them that we care about the games that they give us. You know, a little bit of friendly behavior to one another, right? Wait, Neo is Spanish? Neo? What? I always thought you were German, Neo. That's crazy. It's probably not German either, are you? I'm not sure where you are from, Neo. Where are you from? I know it's not Brazilian. I know Vitamin. Vitamin is Brazilian. El Gran Kozan. I can be big. Look at this. I'm too big now to fit in the screen. Love your accent. Nice, thank you. I appreciate it. Wow. Wow, I've never had this much love in this chat, guys. I'm feeling embarrassed right now. Cool to see. Alright, anyway, moving onwards. In a best of 5 which opened up rather convincingly for this blue Zerg, and then afterwards he's like, you know what, let me just get 2 sneaky victories here, perhaps. Oh, well, okay, the first one didn't work. I can do something else. I can punish this man's opening. Oh, no, sir, you cannot. Better stick back to that macro game of yours. He's the blue Zerg player from the Afrika Freaks. He is ARMANI. In the bottom right side. Oh, he's definitely not doing the no scout marine opening here. Well, maybe in a way he is, right? But a bit more aggressive, this one. The red Terran, teamless, he is BYUN. Oh, you're not going to tell me this Overlord is actually... Oh my god, yeah, that is coming in. That is coming in hot. We'll be able to see this in time. Still too far away to really pull all your drones, but... Wait, is he gonna go 4 Rex? Is he gonna... Has he lost his mind? Never before. I guess the prophecy is true, guys. The 4 Rex. We all thought it was a myth. A legend. We tell our Zerg children to stay out of the forest, but... Here it is. It's true. It's real. It will be coming to get us. Oh my god, the Overlords. Oh, you're kidding me as well. Look at this. Just barely not going to be able to just scout this. Alright, so, yeah. It's, well, jeez. Jeez Louise. At least he made a spawning pool first, right? They're going the wrong way. But they're going to be able to help out with the defense here. Later on, at some point. One never knows when the hail stumble upon the dreaded 4X. The creature with the 4 mouths and the 4 marine building structures. There's no wall here, by the way, for BYUN, so this is going to be a problem as well, by the way. It's only 6 lings, so maybe the SCVs will be able to fight this off. But yeah, time is going to be ticking here. He's just going to send all the SCVs across the map right now. He's like, alright, well, guess we're even more committed now. Gonna try to fight the Zerglings, as some of them were... Well, actually, yeah, one of them was not here. Bit of a better fight, losing 4 of those SCVs so far, but this is the main struggle here, of course. Those Marines trying to get on top of the drones, trying to stop mining here as well. That's the main mission here. 1 spine crawler did finish, 2 more will be coming up as well. The Marines are going to be able to target down this hatchery without any of those spine crawlers attacking either. So they will have to slowly waddle forwards. And some nice little bits of micro there being utilized by ARMANI. Gotta ensure that he's not losing this base at this moment in time. BYUN's gonna have to back up a little bit here. Scary moments. Zerglings coming across as well again. Quite a handful of Zerglings, in fact. The Spine's gonna be moving down the ramp as well. I thought he would just sacrifice this base, but does not even want to consider that option, it looks like. Fair enough. The wall has been completed in the base of BYUN here, so that is not gonna fall due to a couple of Zerglings anymore. Ooh, the Marines, they are taking a lot of damage right now, though. Those Queens and the Zerglings will be able to get rid of the bulk of those Marines. And now with the Spines at the front door, oh, not a single base was killed. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. More Zerglings here as well. He's gonna fly back with the 4 barracks. He's like, alright, time to macro. Time to put on our captain's hat here and get this ship onto safe coast. Well, he's going into 5 Rex. Okay, there you go. I was thinking, like, this is not gonna work, is it? It's not, people always say that 3 racks proxy is pretty much all in. If that doesn't work, it's gonna be GG. This man here going 4 racks proxy, making a 5th at home, and then just being like, alright, well, here we go. Was not the case. Was not the case. Did spare us that. So he's gonna continue onwards into the next game here. We're going into map 5. Map 5, actually. The ace match. Both players managed to get 2 points off one another. I think Armani a bit more convincing in the way he did manage to win that first game, of course. But BYUN's defense as well, looking very solid here. Looking like it was quite well executed. And even in situations where you were thinking to yourself, well, this probably shouldn't work for BYUN anymore. He feels like he kind of should die at this moment in time. But not the case. Not the case at all. Anyway, regardless, whoever wins this match right here is going to be going up against Creator. Will we have BYUN or Armani trying out a best of 7 against that Protoss, who did just manage to take out Innovation? It all comes down to this. In the bottom left side, the Afrika Freaks Blue Zerg. He is Armani. In the top right side, there's a red Terran player. He is fighting for nobody but himself and all the money he needs to. Curious ill mother. No, well, his wrist, mostly. He is BYUN. Quanto me dirá cosen? Ex que en verdad un poco más no entra en el cuadro. Sí. Sí, yeah, sí. I think. Ho, ho, ho. Right, no spawning pool first this time around. Armani sticking to the true nature here. Mi enamor. Vámonos. Hablo español, le overlord. No, that's French again, isn't it? Jeez. El overlord. I mix the two together sometimes, accidentally. You're coming to the Netherlands? Nice, alright. You're gonna be stuck in quarantine for about 2 weeks though, I believe, but afterwards. Oh, afterwards. So the StarCraft choice we all have. At least I'm assuming. I'm assuming that's what you're saying, right? Bit of Reaper pressure here. Looks like it could actually get quite a couple of those lings. We're getting one so far. The Queen does pop out. Always the Queen, getting in the way of things. Oh, going for the Creep Tumor as well. Manages to get it. That's a very clean execution right there. Getting not just the Ling staying quite for a long time. A lot of those Zerglings low on the HP and then getting the Creep Tumor. Very, very well done. Conquer dinero. Is that like the Spanish cousin of Robert De Niro? Is that Conquer? 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 Weird. Ah, going to a weird place now. I'm going for the quick third CC. Feels like BYUN a bit more comfortable with doing the quick third CC rather than Innovation. Also in the TVP matchup. It's gonna go straight into a triple barracks behind this factory opening. Very interesting, very interesting. So it's gonna have a very delayed overall starport, but, well, instead he's gonna have a ton of units on the ground here. A lot of bioforces ready to shoot down some Zerglings. Kozendi. Natsu ti invito a mi casa. CC. I think I just invited somebody to stay over in my house. Are we married now? Is this is this what I've done? Are we? Bit of Hellion aggression here still. Curious to see what's gonna happen with the marine attack here, right? That should inevitably come across the field. It's gonna have the +1/+1 also. So it's a little bit similar as to what I sometimes used to do in TVZ as well. You just come across the map with such a big ball of infantry that your opponent is just not ready for it. They don't anticipate it. You're gonna catch a Zerg as they are droning up rather heavily because they just don't expect an attack at this moment. And that is one of the main things you need to keep doing to beat a Zerg, right? You wanna catch them off guard as they are kind of down with the pens making drones. Now he's going to wait for those 2 medeffects. That's a smart call as well. We'll have a couple of those Hellions with him also. But Armani is going to already make a good amount of banelings here. 10 banelings in production. And he's making more Zerglings. So it feels like it's going to be a bit of a rougher thing than it is for me to catch my opponents off guard here. Than it will be for BYUN to catch Armani off guard. Oh, did he actually see the... Oh, yeah, he did see absolutely everything, didn't he? Oh, that's probably why. Okay, good stim forwards here. No bailing speed, of course, which will make this a lot more doable as well. Only 2 Marines there go down, I believe. Maybe 1. Was it just 1? Was it 5? It's hard to say sometimes. Can't tell these people apart. All these Marines. I'm not trying to be racist, but they do look alike a lot. These humans, overall. Okay, double attack coming in. 1 drop into the main base. Did get scouted out by those Zerglings, but nothing there just quite yet. A couple of Queens coming in. There's some Widow Mines here as well to make life more difficult for the blue Zerg here. Armani also still wrestling with the double medevac drop on the right side also, as all his creep tomb is continuously just being blasted apart. Marines coming in to check. Are there already new creep tombers laying about coming in? No? Alright, well, let me back up again here. Oh, losing half a medevac filled with Marines right there. The 4th base is coming into play as well. BYUN still looking for more and more of a bulked up army to really keep the pressure up. He's been doing fairly well with denying the creep on the left and the right sides of the bases of Armani here. The middle, though, is still going strong. Still being a bit of a point of contention. The Widow Mine's not in the ground just quite yet. That is unfortunate. That's a big deal not having those. Of course, the drilling class not quite available. +2/+2. About to finish for ARMANI as the +2/+2 is coming in at a later point here for BYUN. Shouldn't be too far apart though. We'll be able to get that +3/+3 started a lot earlier, of course, where the Terrans usually get the bit of a bump going in the power spike. Drilling class about to finish up, so this should be a bit of an easier fight here. Oh, not quite in time though. BYUN stepped over where he was allowed to. And ARMANI now just sending the opening up the gates of hell here. Zerglings, Banelings, Mutalisk, everything coming straight for the third base here. It's gonna back up once more, setting everything together. Make a couple more Banelings, and now continuing onwards. That could help out with the Widowmine attack though. Widowmine, great little split right there, but on the Zerglings, but the retargets on that Widowmine was absolutely beautiful. Catching most of those Widowmine, or the most of the Banelings there. Very well done, and ARMANI's not going to be able to finish off his opponents all that easily. Fourth base for BYUN now has been established. He's on 60 workers. That's 10 more than he had at a maximum the previous macro game we saw from these two. So should be should be good here. I'm surprised at how little he makes drone or SCVs. Right? It's so weird how he stays on such a low eco. It's pretty darn crazy. Okay, there we are. More SCVs are being created, and it kind of shows as to when people say, like, when somebody's skill is just making a ton of SCVs, you can clearly see that it probably isn't one of BYUN. He gets it more so out of his micro and out of his harassment instead. That's where his skills lie. Producing SCVs, definitely not one of them. Staying up still as well. He has 83 army supply. Jugannatha is a big map after all. Ooh, good lift on that supply depot. Again, showcasing the micro that BYUN has. That is where his skill lies. But the Autolist Gavin is on the way. I think Jugannatha is worth to mention on this map that, as opposed to the other macro map that we had, what was that one again? Was it Death Aura? I don't think it was. Well, anyway, Jugannatha, a map where it is very elongated, it's very thin, so it's harder for the Zerg actually to get big run-bys going. The Terran can get themselves kind of in an easier spot where they zone out the Zerg, which definitely helps out quite a bit, but at the same time, those speed zones in the middle, they are a death trap for the Terran player. If you get too close, if you move in on a situation like that, suddenly the Banelings are going to come in a lot sooner. And I'm surprised at how much fighting BYUN is willing to do around these areas right now. He's going to be able to clean up some more creep here. Marauders and Thors at the front, ready to tank the Baneling shots, but immediately already more harassment coming in here as well. The repair on the missile turret is looking very good, but he loses most of those supply depots, getting supply blocks quite a bit. Good thing he is already max supply on the left side. He's gathering more value as well though with this push. We'll be able to clean up this base. It's a good start. Gonna slow down some of that income here for ARMANI, who has been just in an absolute valley of blue income death right there for BYUN. Terrifying amounts. Oh, more Baneling harassment here as well. BYUN is also one of the players that struggles the most with, if you do manage to clean up his SCVs, it's very unlikely that he'll start to remake them. So you can see right now, like, it's taking him so long to start reproducing these SCVs. He lost 8 of them. He was on a solid amount. Now he's kind of low on it again. And oh, that Widowmine. Oh, not a Widowmine. Oh, all right. Well, probably wants a 4th one here if he really wants to get rid of these Banelings. That's looking good. That is good enough. That is a solid Marine counter ready to shoot down any Baneling that tries to get close. Widow Mines here, not really numerous enough to get rid of the Mutalisk Flock. But the attack of BYUN still coming across as well. If they manage to take out another base here, that would be very, very lovely. Did manage to get a drop on the left side as well. That looks like a base that could be cancelled. Mutalisk already coming in though. That means that the right side under more threat, of course, without the Mutalisk supports here. Just the banelings, the spreading from BYUN. Absolutely beautiful. The base on the left side rather low on HP as well right now. Should be able to be picked off at some later point in time if any forces of BYUN manage to move towards that location here. The Ultralisk really helping out against these Marine numbers here. And that is an army that cannot stick around for any much longer. Marauder production will have to kick it into high gear. But that third base location for BYUN again under a lot of pressure. Again, SCVs being taken out. As the base will likely fall. Yeah, that is it. That is all we have for BYUN here today. ARMANI showcasing once again that he is a